So I'd shared earlier 10 hidden toxins you can easily remove. But when I looked again at the author and their solution was, well, a vegan diet, that's where I have to disagree. But I couldn't argue with what they've got there. Yeah, dryer sheets, yeah, full of toxins, believe me. But even if you don't give a shit about that, it affects the heating elements because over time it surrounds them. Yeah. Fabric softeners, well, same scenario. Heating elements, if you don't give a shit about the chemicals you are exposed to on your skin, and the skin is an organ. Skin is an organ. So air fresheners and plugins, well, it's basically chemicals of which you're breathing in, based around you're not addressing what the hell is smelling up your place in the first place. Plastic water bottles, BPAs, and some people say yes, but what about bottles that state they're BPA free? Well, they'll be BPSs then. Either way, you don't want to be having something that leaches plastics into what you're consuming. And they all do. Stick to glass. Ceramics, well, to a point, but glass. Other things. Scented candles and room sprays. Well, it goes back to air fresheners. It's look at the chemicals involved in these things and you're breathing them in. Laundry detergents. Same scenario. Chemicals. Why? Tap water contaminants. Well, be assured, look at filtering your water. And that in itself is a vastly complex subject because if you're clued up, you start looking at every single place you go. I can assure you. It doesn't matter, friends, whoever, family, would you like a cup of whatever it is? But if they've got a plastic kettle, no. And it's the same about filtered water. Over time, you're like, no, not doing it. Seriously. Teflon and other chemical-coated surfaces. Well, that includes, the Breville sandwich makers, of which I had great fondness for 20 plus years ago or more. And then when I realized that every bloody thing I was, cooking in it was leaving something that would screw me up over time, I just didn't. So synthetic personal care products, well, anything, seriously. You look at most deodorants, it's they've got aluminium something in it or whatever chemicals on an organ. Stop. Just stop doing it. Seriously. If you're sweating and it smells, address what is health-wise the problem. Seriously. Conventional cleaning products. Well, that's true, because same thing. Full of chemicals that will fuck you up. Imagine the naivety of early Gen X that had no access to this data with fly sprays around their house and they're breathing it in, never realizing at the time, wait a minute, this thing is killing something else. This stuff is killing something else, but hey, somehow I feel immortal to it because I've been sold that this is a great thing. It is an example of what we're exposed to. Propaganda and the abuse of trust. Anyway, and I'll speak to you soon.